Welcome back, friends, to another episode of 3 from the Grave. You may be asking yourself, well, who the fuck is this fucking weirdo now? Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Ben. I have a little channel called Cadaver Club where I discuss horror movies and kaiju toys, ride around on my motorcycle doing motovlog movie reviews and whatnot, and I happen to be the latest person to join up with this ragtag group of misfits known as 3 from the Grave. But enough about me. Folks, today we have a treat for you. Our friend Ryan from the What Were You Watching channel is going to review the 1995 Clive Barker classic, Lord of Illusions. So without further ado, take it away, Ryan. The stage is yours.
Back in the mid-90s, my father and I sat down to watch a movie he rented from Hollywood Video. That movie? Clive Barker's Lord of Illusions.
Touch the darkness.
I was 10. Just a child. But rewatching this as an adult has proved to be a pretty interesting experience.
In a world where magic is real, death is the ultimate illusion. I was born to murder the world. Clive Barker's Lord of Illusions.
Released in 1995, Lord of Illusions is a movie that will make you feel like you kind of have to take a shower. Not for any specific scene or character, or any of the 100 awesome gore effects. No, what stands out the most in Lord of Illusions is the movie's atmosphere. Clive Barker only directed a couple other feature films, one being 1987's Hellraiser.
The box. You opened it.
And also a movie called Nightbreed in 1990.
From the imagination of Clive Barker comes Nightbreed.
But he had a gift for creating an utterly bleak and dark tone throughout his films. And it works great. Clive Barker is a master at creating unsettling and disturbing imagery. Helping to usher in our feeling of complete misery and dread is the film's setting, Los Angeles, where the set pieces are one decrepit building after another. And acting as our tour guide through Los Angeles' seedy underbelly is a schlubby private detective who sports an incredibly 90s wardrobe and is played by an incredibly 90s actor, Scott Bakula. Scott Bakula plays Harry D'Amour, a New York-based private detective who's sent to Los Angeles on some routine insurance fraud investigation. Also living in Los Angeles is a magician named Swan.
Come with me into the great beyond.
Swan's magical act has turned him into a wealthy and successful David Copperfield-like magician, and he has his audiences totally fooled that he's just really good at what he does. But in fact, he's actually using real magic.
Fuck does he do that? It's wires. I don't see no wires. So what is it, magic?
Magic that he learned from his former master, Nyx, an evil sorcerer type who lived in the Mojave Desert, who had a mean cult following.
Together, you will cleanse the world.
When one of Swan's ex-cultist friends who helped him betray Nyx gets killed, Swan's wife, Dorothea, played by Goldeneye Lady, hires D'Amour to investigate.
I want you to help me help my husband. I know he's in some kind of trouble.
D'Amour gets drawn into the seductive and dangerous world of the occult as he tries to figure out what's going on, who's doing what. Why is that guy doing that thing? Why is this lady going crazy? It's because they're all afraid of Nyx returning from the dead. And who wouldn't be? This guy has a pet mandrill. Oh God, look at that thing. I don't remember Rafiki being such a vicious bastard. Anyway, the story is simple enough, but it does kind of falter a little bit. I'm not exactly sure why Dorothea hired D'Amour in the first place. She and Swan seem to already know who's likely behind the killing of their ex-cultist friend.
I think they killed him.
Oh God.
They both already know and understand the threat of Nyx coming back from the dead, so I'm not exactly sure what they gain by hiring an outsider like D'Amour to investigate. And when D'Amour does investigate and start unraveling some of the clues on his end and figuring out who Nyx is, Dorothea sort of hides the ball.
I can't help you unless you talk to me.
You can't help me.
Why hire a detective when you're just gonna make it more difficult for him? But these misguided character motivations aren't why we watch and enjoy Lord of Illusions. We watch it because it's a well-orchestrated symphony of violence. Clive Barker is a beast at directing, and most of the scenes have very effective practical effects. However, whenever the movie veers into CG effects, it's hard to blame the film. It only had about $12 million in its budget. Lord of Illusions is a violent trip into a world where hokey magicians and real sorcery meet. It's fun. I forgive my dad for running it that day, long ago. I mean, it's about magicians, right? Kids love magicians. Kids love lords. I don't know. And Clive Barker knows how to entertain. He walks a fine line between genuine horror and pure camp.
This is me.
And the movie's not overly long either. It's only about 1 hour and 44 minutes. And it's in color. So if you're in the mood for some gruesome 90s horror, pick up Lord of Illusions. You won't be disappointed.
Greater fucking soul!
What's up, mother truckers? That was Ryan from What Were You Watching? Lord of Illusions is a fantastic movie. You should do yourself a favour and check this one out if you haven't already. If you like what you saw, hit Ryan up and subscribe to him in the link below. Anyway, we have one thing to say.
Join us.